Today we have with us a special guest.
Hi, I'm Jen Vincent from Cosmopolitan Title.
So glad to have you, Jen.
Thank you, ladies, for coming to my office today. We're excited to have you.
Oh, well, we're excited to be here. We're excited to talk about step 7 in selling your home, which is closing day. Hey, closing day. We're very excited, especially as a seller. You've put in so much work in selling your home, and today is that reward. So we just wanted to hop on here and give you a couple of reminders and talk to you a little bit about how the day would go, because sometimes in our excitement we tend to forget things. So we're here with our local expert, our title company representative, who better to give us a rundown on closing day, right?
Exactly.
So with that, Jen, why don't you tell us what sellers can expect on closing day?
Well, thank you. Closing day is very exciting for both parties. The sellers have a little less to do than the buyers, although everyone's moving, so there's a lot of moving parts. It's essential that you have contacted your title company and that you guys have been in contact with what is on title, what your proceeds are. Is there something that you need to pay off before closing or show that you paid off prior to closing so that you're not charged for it on the back end? There's absolutely no need to do that in reimbursements. Go ahead and take care of it up front. Yes. Be communicative. They're here to help you. The other thing is to also talk to your agent about what's to expect. When are you going to hand over those keys? Do we have our closing time? Do you know my schedule? So all of those things. Do I have an upcoming vacation? Those types of things. You just never know. There's a lot of things to coordinate. So it's essential that everybody is ready to go for closing, especially our sellers.
Yes.
So they are also going to need to bring an ID. So that photo ID is going to get you your money. It's really important.
Really important.
It has to be unexpired also. That's the key. So I can't tell you how many people come to closing and they have an expired ID. What's that? What do we do then? Where's my backup? Do you have a backup ID? I always recommend at least having a passport or some other form of government ID that shows that you are who you say you are. It is still valid, so it is still unexpired. Right. And that is going to key to your identification, and then we say, yay, we're ready to close. Let's get everything together. So what's on that settlement statement? It's things that you have already paid off. It is things that are going to be paid off in connection with your proceeds. So then that bottom line, that's the line that every seller likes.
Goes right to that bottom line.
What am I going to get? So that's the key. You want to know that number also before, and make sure that you are very clear about what is happening. I mean, that's a real thing, is to be informed. Right. So it's really essential that you just talk about it, you know what to expect, and you're ready to go at closing day.
Yes, absolutely.
So, another thing to keep in mind, unless you have a post-closing arrangement, which is rare these days, when you come to closing, that house needs to be empty and ready for those new buyers. Big thing there.
Yeah, so we don't want to leave it in disarray either. We want it to be nice and clean so that they can walk in and feel really good about their purchase and the home that they're moving into. What other things do we want to make sure that our sellers understand about those documents that they sign?
Well, we want to make sure that you understand the tax proration, depending on what time of the year it is and what city or county you live in. Everybody's done a little bit differently, aren't they, Jen?
Everyone's different. Fayette County, out of 120 counties in Kentucky, is the only one that runs on a fiscal year.
Yes.
So it is a little bit crazy, but every county is different. It's also going to vary from state to state. So as a seller, are you moving in state? Are you moving out of state? It can very well change. So you really need to have everybody tied together and looped into what's happening with your taxes. Have they been paid? What is expected of you? What do you need to bring?
Yes, you might see those taxes show up as a debit on your closing statement, because the new buyers are going to have to pay those, at the end of the year. So any time that you've lived in the home, you're responsible for that time period. So there's a couple things like that, and most of the time, if you've got a question, your title representative or your agent can help you understand, but the key is understanding.
Absolutely.
And Jen, if you could, tell us, do we have to buy title insurance, and or what is title insurance?
So what is title insurance first? So title insurance is going to protect you from things that have already happened. Homeowners insurance protects you from the things that might happen in the future. This is helping you with everything that's happened in the past already.
Right.
Let's say we have a developer who did not pay their plumber. There could be a lien on that property.
Right.
Even though you pay your mortgage every single month, your home could still be foreclosed upon because of that unpaid lien.
Right.
It is a big deal.
It is.
I always say get the owner's policy. It's not that much. If you're if you have a loan, you're required to get a lender's policy.
Right.
They will not issue your loan without it. If your lender has to be that protected, I don't know why you wouldn't want to be.
Right, exactly.
Right.
And even though that's more on the buyer side of things rather than the sellers, you're probably going to buy a new home after you've sold this one.
Exactly.
So always good to understand title insurance and what that is.
Absolutely. And one more thing that's really important is the owner's policy. I just want to tell you guys, a lot of people don't really realize that the owner's policy is bundled with the lender's policy. So if you take the owner's policy away, the lender's policy, it's important to remember the lender's policy will then revert back to the unbundled fee. So if that policy goes up and you're wondering why that $30 switch made your numbers change so much, it's because it's like any other type of insurance, it's bundled. So that's just one thing that we've run into before that people are like, I don't understand. But it's the same thing as homeowners insurance, car insurance, title insurance is the same thing. It's still very important.
Yes, thank you so much for explaining that, Jen. I know that that's been a question from a couple of my clients over the past several years.
Yes, and as a seller, like we said, this is pertaining mostly to the buyer on the title that they're assuming.
Yes.
But it's always good for both sides to know what those lines on the documents mean. So we just threw it in here while we had her as a captive audience.
That's right. Cover all our bases.
Nothing wrong with
do
that.
we need to know? Did we leave anything out?
Did we leave anything out?
Closing day. Other than having a great time,
Yes.
being ready to sign, being ready to hand over those keys, and ready to just start your new journey.
Yes. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you,
Jen.
ladies. You guys are
Taking
great.
time out of your day. We so appreciate it.
We do.
Thank you.
And congratulations on your sale of your home.
Happy closing day.
Closing day. Woo!
Stay tuned soon. We'll be doing 7 steps to buying a home. We'll see you then.